The moon hung fat and red above the village, bleeding its light over the sacred grove. Drums pounded in the distance, steady as a heartbeat, pulling the people one by one toward the clearing where fire licked at the night sky. Adana moved with the crowd, bare feet brushing against the dust. The air was heavy with the scent of palm oil and burning herbs. Tonight was the night of ancestral echoes, a ritual held only once every decade, when the elders claimed the spirits drew nearest. Children whispered tales that if you stared too long into the flames, you could see the dead staring back. Masked dancers swirled around the great fire, their bodies painted with chalk, their shadows stretching like creatures unchained. The masks carved with wide, staring eyes and crooked mouths were meant to scare away evil. Yet to Adana they looked alive, as though the wood itself was breathing. The village priest, wrapped in a robe of black and white raffia, raised his staff. His voice boomed, "This night, we honor those who walked before us. We open the way for their return, and in return, they bless our tomorrow." The people cheered, but Adana's stomach tightened. She felt it a vibration beneath her skin, a low hum in the earth that no one else seemed to notice. The fire snapped loudly, sending a spray of sparks into the sky. For an instant, the flames turned green. She gasped. No one else moved. No one else saw. The dancers spun, the drums thundered, and the priest chanted on. But Adana could not take her eyes off the fire, for in its shifting heart, a shape had formed long fingers, reaching outward. And then, one of the masks on the ground discarded before the dance tilted slowly toward her. Adana's breath caught in her throat. The mask lay half buried in dust, no dancer near it, no wind strong enough to shift it, yet its hollow eyes locked on hers. She blinked. The mask stilled, but her skin prickled, and her heart beat faster than the drums. "Adana!" a voice hissed. She turned to see her cousin Ifeoma, tugging at her arm. "Why are you staring like that?" "Come, dance." Adana shook her head, unable to speak. Ifeoma laughed and darted toward the circle, her body folding into the rhythm of the dancers. The crowd swelled with song, the chant rising. "O spirits, come! O fathers, come! O mothers, come!" The priest lifted his staff again, and with each word the fire grew taller, as if fed by something unseen. Sparks fell like stars, hissing into the earth. Adana's gaze flicked back to the discarded mask. It was closer now. She froze. She had not seen it move, yet it was no longer where it had lain. A thin line in the dust marked the trail it had dragged, inch by inch, toward her feet. The drums faltered suddenly, as though struck by an invisible hand. One beat, then silence. The dancers stumbled. Every villager turned their head to the priest. He had fallen to his knees. His staff lay broken across the earth. And his mouth hung open in a scream that no sound carried. The fire roared, bending against the wind, and from its green heart, the shape of the long fingers returned, curling, grasping, stretching as if to pull something or someone into the blaze. Adana stumbled back and the mask touched her toes. The chants went on until the fire dwindled to embers. The villagers began to disperse, laughing, their bodies slick with sweat, voices hoarse with song. Children dozed against their mothers' backs, and the drums fell silent, one by one. The priest was carried away, limp between two elders, his face hidden beneath a cloth. No explanation was given. No one asked. The people knew better than to question what happened at the sacred grove. Adana lingered at the edge of the clearing, afraid to walk past the mask that still lay in the dust. Yet when she finally forced herself forward, she saw only an empty patch of earth. The mask was gone. She did not sleep easily that night. Her hut was small, lit only by a single clay lamp. She curled on her mat, pulling the wrapper tightly over her shoulders, though the air was warm. The silence pressed in around her, thick, unnatural. The usual night sounds of crickets and distant drums were absent, as though the world held its breath. Her eyes fluttered shut. Then thud. She sat up, heart racing. The sound had come from outside. Something heavy dropped in the dust. Adana held her breath. No footsteps followed. No animal cry. Only silence. Slowly she reached for the lamp and pushed the woven door aside. The village lay still, moonlight washing the hut's silver. Nothing moved. Her gaze fell to the ground before her threshold. There it was, the mask. Lying face up in the dust, its carved grin stretched wider than she remembered. Adana's hand trembled. She stumbled back into her hut, pulling the door shut, clutching the lamp to her chest. But even through the thin weave of the door, she swore she could feel it, those hollow eyes staring, waiting,